Go for it.
Those of you remember me talking quite frothing mildly like a cultist member about Spire and Heart, the games made by Grant Howitt and Rowan, Rook and Decard. This is the game set in a dystopian, crumbling mythical city with an overclass of high elf or Elfir rule over a downtrodden and dejected dark elves native. In the game you
Yes.
play, insurgents or sort of like private eyes or any of the range between the two. This is they've just released the Kickstarter for Sin. That's their source book. It's the first source book for Spire, and the Kickstarter went live. It's been live for 2 days. Kickstarter goal was £17,000. They have so far got 46,565. So, little way to go, probably.
Yeah, it's an uphill struggle. We definitely feel for them.
In all seriousness, I think that is some kind of record. Like I think Grant Howitt said that on his Twitter. That is some kind of record. They were fully funded within the first day. Which is amazing. And Sin deals with crime, punishment, and uncaring gods in the mile-high cursed city. It is, it's a full-length source book. In it, we have like sort of factions and stories like revolving around those three main core things, and also two new classes introduced. The two new classes are Gutter Cleric, who is an experimental field theologian who hacks together magic from forbidden, dead, or merely unpopular gods into unusual effects. So, one for anyone who's wanted to hack the gods.
Wow. I mean, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, but I appreciate the affix of Gutter Cleric. Like, the Spire and Heart are not games where you aspire to be big, dashing, bold heroes in the first few levels. Very much in the name, Gutter Cleric. Like, if you punch a rat, well done. Now go home and sleep. It's very much that. And the second class is the Mortician Executioner, who is more goth than anyone else. The sharp end of a great and powerful administrative organization devoted to declaring luckless individuals legally dead and then correcting the oversight at sword point. So yeah, this is a new thing. People are incredibly excited about it, as you can probably tell from how swiftly the Kickstarter was funded. I myself am quite stoked about it. I haven't got into a proper game of Spire yet, so get my teeth into the source book. I'm one of those people that like needs to play the vanilla game first before, like on Steam, like I wouldn't get any expansions without playing the original game first. Like I'm one of those people.
I think that most people fall into that category. Probably, I think it's quite a
Probably.
wise way. Dip your toe and then dive in.
Probably, but I will. I mean, it's looking interesting. It's looking certainly very interesting. They like in the crime section, they expand on the criminal enterprise. In the game that I played, we come across some like street gangs and stuff like that. They're really sort of tying them together in the place known as Red Row, in Sin, and among the feuding public house knights of the North Docks, which is again a trope that I love in this game. The old mighty knight councils fallen into just squabbling over which pub they own, whilst various political things go way over their heads, and things like that. There is also just off the back of that as well. Do check it out, by the way. The Kickstarter is like, it's fully funded, but they've got plenty of stretch goals, which is certainly the keen thing to do these days.
Yes.
But along with that as well, they are expanding in general around Rook and Decard. They're making some moves. They've just absorbed UFO Press. They're now printing games run by UFO Press. So Minerva McJander has got Void Heart Symphony, which the art on that is also lovely and dark and decrepit, because it's the same artist that did all of the Spire stuff. Some of the stuff I've got in my background right here, Adrian Stone. There's some lovely, like, graphic, dark, but quite evocative stuff going on. And Void Heart Symphony, by Minerva is similar in theme, but it's set in a different universe. Void Heart Symphony is a tabletop role-playing game about mundane people diving into a demon-filled labyrinth to save the ones they love. It's based on Apocalypse World and Rhapsody of Blood. Your rebels each have a core strength. They might be an authority, a provider, a watcher, but your enemy is far too great for you to face alone. Those you care for will grant you powers of their own. An investigative journalist can give you the searing light of the sun. Now,
Was I supposed to understand any of that?
You heard me, James. An investigative journalist can give you the searing light of the sun. Now, on the website, which is ufopress.co.uk, the sun is italicized. So I don't know if it's the actual sun or if it's you can set fire to people with a copy of the sun, which is anybody who's read the sun will know it can fry your eyeballs. Please don't read that paper. It's a health hazard. But yes, it seems that like you sort of build a team around yourself of people that do things in this sprawling city, and they channel their powers into you. It's a proper sort of group-run thing. So everyone is like the front of their own team, if you like, an avatar of their own friends, which I quite like the concept of. Anyway, that's Void Heart Symphony, which is UFO Press, which is now Rowan, Rook and Decard, who are making moves. Apparently, they're kickstarting stuff and absorbing people and doing all kinds of things.
Very interesting. Moving.
He sort of gets up and goes away. Caragor just calmly gets out his 4 kukris, 2 Plurz striking daggers. He just counts all of his weapons and goes, told myself I wouldn't kill again. Told myself I wouldn't do it.
Caragor, should we kill him?
I'm not giving much option not to. Like, I've got literally no reason not to kill this guy.
I have not heard any of this.
Dan just keeps going.
Listen, later, Fulton, later. We can do that later.
It really annoys me that he keeps referring to himself in the third
That's the
person
thing.
as well.
That's the thing that annoys you. Out of all the things,
Aye.
that is, you've laser focused on that. You picked that hill.
It's just really annoying when you blah 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 thinks you should not do that. And it's like, shut up. Refer to yourself in the first person or not at all. Also, the stuff with Sinead.
So specific, that Fulton. So specific.